Hello and welcome to Tennis Snacks. In today's video, I want to talk about why overthinking will block your development. So first things first, you need to be connected with the racket, okay? You and the racket must work as one. So make sure that when you're on the tennis court, you try to connect yourself not only with your opponent and with the ball, but also with the racket. It's kind of like the racket is sort of an extension of your body so that you can all work in sync. We all know that tennis has lots of little details and technical components. So it might be overwhelming for a tennis player to assemble all these little things. And by overthinking them, you're stacking up all those thoughts and you try to execute your shot. What happens sometimes is that because you have so many things in your mind, that you just block and then you can like barely hit a shot. I know that if you're a competitive tennis player, you already face this issue because it's really hard for a tennis player to process all those thoughts and those decision-making situations, mainly because you have a lot of options and also because there's a lot of little things that you need to assemble. This conversation points us into a topic that I want to approach today, which is the flow stage. The flow stage is when you feel that everything is like going like really easy, like really fast, and it's kind of like you think something like this: things are going so well that it just flows, you know. And a similar concept to this is meditation. So you try to empty your mind from thoughts, and you just try to react without having to process thoughts. When you see a professional tennis player in a rally making those decisions, sometimes they react with instinct. So part of the reason why is that the game is such at a high pace, high frequency, that they just react instead of trying to process all those thoughts. You might have been asking to yourself, okay, but how can I achieve that flow stage? First thing, we have to go back to our point number one: be one. Be as whole as possible. So try to be connected with the ball. That's really important, so you can channel all of your focus towards that roundy thing that is coming towards you. And the other thing is to focus on the racket, so you can be as whole as possible. So it's like racket is like an extension of your arm, just like I told you guys previously. The other thing that you can try to do to achieve that flow stage, it's of course that it's related to mental training, but it has to do with your doubts and your insecurities, okay? No one cares about them, so just don't try to hide them. And the best analogy that I can use in the exercise that you can try and do is try to compile all your doubts. You can even write them down, you know, in a piece of paper. And when you step into the court, just keep those doubts and insecurities outside of the court. It's like if you bring all those negative thoughts into the court, it's like playing with a backpack full of weights, you know, that is just dragging you down. And you want to be as loose as possible, as like relaxed as possible, because this is already a really hard sport, mainly because it's an individual sport, and also because there's no draws. So one of you will win, the other one will lose. So try to do this exercise, okay? Put all your thoughts and insecurities into a piece of paper, okay? And then just set them aside. Put them like in a trash can before you step into the court. So it's kind of like a symbolic thing to do. And when you get into the court, make sure that you can try and clear your mind from your doubts and your insecurities. Other thing that we have to keep in mind is the thought process between the points. Normally when you're in a rally, you have all of these different emotions, all of the different outcomes, right? You can either win or lose. But what's important is that as soon as that rally, that point stops, okay, you need to hit that reset button. You need to try and lower your heartbeat. You have to try and use your breathing in order to get ready to the next point. Because one thing is certain, and I can guarantee you this from previous experience, is that thoughts coming from the previous point, they will stack up. And imagine you get to the end of the first or 5 games, and because you're just piling up all those negative thoughts, suddenly you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. It just comes back to that backpack with all those with the weight of all those thoughts and negative things. So make sure that you can try and use that gap between each point to lower your heartbeat. Use your breathing in order to try and stabilize your heartbeat, and also reset your mind, so that when you go for the next rally or the next point, your mind is settled. Okay, you feel more relaxed and ready for the next battle. Some might say that the flow stage is like the holy grail that everyone is trying to get to, but remember, it's something that requires some practice. It requires some mental training. So make sure that you can go over with this topic with your coach and talk about mental training and all these different tools that you can use in order to be stronger mentally. Because if you're able to get full control of your thoughts and your mind, I can guarantee that when you're going to execute all this forehands and backhands and the drop shots, all those things, they will come easier to you, mainly because you're not overthinking the process. You're not overthinking or adding those little seeds of doubt and insecurities, because it's already too hard for you to be out there playing a match, you know. So this wraps up our video for today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think, and hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching, and keep on snacking.